Alright guys, welcome to your 53rd tutorial in, I think it's time to finish this bad boy up. So let me go ahead and explain the last line of code in case you guys were just like cheating and kind of just picked up on this tutorial. What I did in the last line of code is basically I got the name of the item and I stored it in a variable called A. So now that we have the name of the item, we can go ahead and get the value of the item. So let's go ahead and, whoa, not bar. I guess I got beer in my mind. Let's go ahead and take the value of the item and store it in a variable called b. Now remember, whenever we are setting an item, we use the variable, or excuse me, we use the function setItem. Whenever we are getting the value of an item, we use the function getItem. Now, the function getItem basically returns the value of an item. Which item, you ask? Well, we need to pass it in a parameter. So if we had something like, I don't know, we had a variable named Bucky and it had a value of, or excuse me, we had a variable called people and we had a value of Bucky. We would pass people into here and it would return Bucky. So now A would be people and B would be Bucky. So now that we have the name of the variable or item and also its value, we can go ahead and start printing it out on the screen. So let me go ahead and in order to print it out in the right box, we first need to access this right box right like here. And actually, I can go ahead and cheat and grab this whole thing. Shh, don't tell anyone I'm cheating. So go ahead and grab the inner HTML, and I'm going to explain this. We can't just go ahead and set this equal to a single line of text like this because this is going to loop through, let's say, 10 times. At the end of the 10th time, it's going to say, okay, set this equal to A and B. So each time it's going to replace the inner HTML. So instead of just replacing it 10 times and ending up with a single line, we want the inner HTML to be 10 lines long. So in order to do that, instead of just setting equal to one line, we need to add that line on to this property right here. So then the first time it loops through, it's going to be one line. The second time, it's going to be 2 lines, and it keeps adding lines and lines onto this property. And at the end, you have, hopefully a list of like 5 or 6 different things. So now that we have that taken care of, let's go ahead and start printing out these variables. I'm just going to go ahead and print out the name of the variable, which is stored in the variable A, and also the value of the item or variable, but I just don't want to print them out right after each other. What I want to do is I actually want to add a little one of these so it just looks a little prettier, and then just go ahead and stick on the value of it. And after this, since we're going to be working with a bunch of different variables, I want each of these to appear on a new line. So in order to do that, just go ahead and add a break at the end, and this is going to make them appear on a new line. So let me go ahead and save this, and yeah, everything looks pretty good to go. So this basically loops through all the variables you have stored and makes them appear on a new line. So let me go ahead and copy the path to that and refresh it and check it out. We got all this crap because I was testing it out in my last tutorial, but I want to show you guys how this works. Let me go ahead and refresh this, launching Google Chrome, and I'm going to go ahead and store the variable A, save it in there. B, save it in there. C, save it in. So instead of just storing one variable and its value, we can store a bunch of different variables in their value. Now, let me go ahead and go to my website, thenewboston.org. Oh, I wonder what's happening on my forum. Any active topics looking cool? Oh, this looks good. How old are you? Yada yada. And now I go, okay, you know what? I think I'm going to go back to that website and check it out. When we go back, all our information is still stored, all of our variables. So if we were like on a website like YouTube and we wanted to keep a list of our favorites, or more likely you'd be building something like a shopping cart and you want to keep the user's items, and maybe they went to a different website to compare prices or something, when they came back, all of their items are still stored for them. And say they wanted to add another item to their shopping cart like tuna, and I don't know, maybe it was like $12. Well, you can store that in there too. And then when you go to, another website, come back, all that information is stored there right for you. So again, Before with JavaScript, as soon as we left this page, then all of the user's information and data would get destroyed. But now what you can do is you can have the user, go to different websites, check out different prices, build a shopping cart, and then whenever they came back, all of their information is stored for them. So if you're saying, okay, so whenever you're working with sessions, does it store it a day? Does it store it a week? Does it store it a month? Well, whenever we're working with sessions in HTML5, a session lasts as long as you have that browser open. As soon as you X out of it, like I just did, look what happens. We're going to go ahead and launch this in Chrome again, and we get a brand new session. So let me go ahead and store tuna for $4 and apples for $65. Pretty expensive apples. This information is going to be stored as long as we have our browser open. So check it out. But as soon as I go ahead and close out of this browser, then the information gets destroyed. So that is how long a session lives. It lives as long as you want it to. So now, okay, guys, I'm done talking. I am, my throat is parched. I need to go chug a milkshake or something. So, anyways, I hope you understand that basically how to use the web storage API and when it could be useful whenever you're building things like shopping carts and stuff of that matter. If you ever want to make a program where maybe you want to store information for longer, such as like if you made something like eBay where you had a list of items and you wanted it to be saved there for like a month, or YouTube like a list of favorite videos, then you would need to use a database. That would probably be your best bet. But anyways, for simple shopping cart applications and, I don't know, I don't know. Someone think of something else for me because my mind's drawing a blank right now. This is your best bet. But anyways, thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and I'll see you guys in the next video.